Since the beginning of recorded history, we've looked to the heavens for answers. Our ancestors studied the skies to track the seasons, to tell stories, to seek guidance. The night sky was not just beautiful, it was meaningful. But today, our gaze towards space carries something new. Not just wonder, but intent. We want to go, not just with telescopes, but with tools, with rockets, with plans. For the first time, the stars are not only questions, they are destinations. But as we build this future, as we sketch domes on Mars and imagine bases beneath the moon's south pole, we must also confront a reality much closer to home. Earth, our origin, is in crisis. The same creativity that lets us imagine living on other planets has brought us to the brink of destabilizing our own. Climate change, resource depletion, mass extinction, soil erosion, ocean collapse. The threats are no longer future tense. They're happening right now. So the question sharpens, should our next great leap be upward, into space, or inward, into healing the planet we already have? Do we look to the stars for salvation, or stay grounded in the problems we've created? Is space colonization our species' next frontier, or an escape from responsibility? Let's start with the obvious. Earth is the only place we know that supports life. It is the result of 4.5 billion years of natural history, fine-tuned ecosystems, and evolutionary miracles. It gives us breathable air, drinkable water, fertile soil, and protective atmosphere, services no other planet can offer without massive intervention. To terraform Mars or survive on the moon requires unimaginable energy, technology, and sacrifice. Earth already is terraformed, naturally, but we've destabilized the systems that make life here possible. Our dependence on fossil fuels, industrial-scale agriculture, and unsustainable growth has unleashed carbon into the atmosphere at a scale the planet cannot absorb. Glaciers are retreating, oceans are warming and rising, droughts stretch longer, fires burn hotter, and entire ecosystems, coral reefs, rainforests, polar habitats, are vanishing before our eyes. Earth doesn't need us, but we need Earth. The idea that we can simply start over somewhere else ignores the cost, not just financially, but biologically, socially, and morally. No off-world colony can replace what Earth provides for free, yet we treat our planet as expendable. What kind of species destroys the only cradle it has ever known in pursuit of others that cannot yet hold it? And yet, the desire to explore, to expand, to reach beyond, is intrinsic to who we are. From crossing oceans to launching satellites, humanity has always thrived on movement, on challenge, on risk. And space is the ultimate frontier, vast, hostile, unknowable, and full of promise. Colonizing space is not just a dream. It's becoming reality. Private companies are developing reusable rockets. Nations are building moon bases. Robotic scouts are mapping Martian soil for future farms. Asteroid mining is in early development. Some envision self-sustaining habitats at Lagrange points or rotating space stations that mimic Earth's gravity. Advocates of space settlement argue not from escapism, but from pragmatism. Earth is vulnerable. Asteroid impacts, supervolcanoes, nuclear war, pandemics, artificial intelligence gone wrong. Any of these could devastate civilization. Colonizing space, they say, is not abandoning Earth. It's protecting the future of humanity. A species with only one home is a species always at risk. And there's another angle, perspective. Every major step in space exploration has changed how we see ourselves. The moon landings, the Hubble Deep Field, the Earthrise photo, the pale blue dot. These moments remind us that we are part of something larger. Perhaps building communities off-world won't alienate us from Earth. Perhaps it will finally make us value it. This is where the real tension lies, not in choosing between Earth and space, but in believing we must choose it all. The truth is, we are capable of both. In fact, we may only succeed at one if we do the other. Technologies designed for survival in space, clean energy, closed-loop ecosystems, water recycling, hydroponic farming, are exactly what Earth now needs. The innovations that make life possible on Mars can make life more sustainable on Earth. Space-based satellites already help us monitor climate patterns, track deforestation, and manage disaster response. The very act of going to space demands efficiency, circularity, and minimal waste, principles that Earth must urgently adopt. Furthermore, the investment required to colonize other planets pales compared to the global economy. The world spends more on fast fashion than on space. The combined budgets of NASA and the European Space Agency are a fraction of what the world spends on defense, advertising, or fossil fuel subsidies. It is not a question of capability. It is a question of priority. Still, some critics raise a deeper concern, not about technology or money, but about mindset. If we see space as a backup plan, are we giving ourselves permission to fail here? Is the dream of Mars a moral loophole, an excuse not to fix what we've broken? Colonizing other worlds will not solve inequality, injustice, or ecological collapse. If we export the same systems that caused Earth's crises, we risk turning new worlds into the same story, just colder, harsher, and more expensive. A barren Mars base run by the same extractive models that strip Earth's resources is not a utopia. It's a repetition. So we must ask, will space be our evolution or our escape? Will we bring wisdom or just our old problems in new packaging? If we settle the stars, what kind of civilization do we want to be when we arrive? The answer lies not in rockets or rovers, but in values. In the ethics we develop now, while we're still here. The societies we build in space will reflect the maturity or immaturity of our decisions on Earth. The future is not Earth or space. It is Earth and space, each depending on the other. Earth gives us life, identity, culture, and memory. Space gives us challenge, perspective, and potential. We must treat space not as an escape hatch, but as a mirror, one that reflects our strengths and weaknesses. If we can build sustainable systems on the moon, why not in Nairobi? If we can grow food in Martian regolith, why not in hunger in rural India? If we can dream of living among the stars, why can't we learn to live better at home? Earth is the launch pad. Space is the proving ground. Our success in one requires success in the other. It is not about abandoning our planet. It's about becoming the kind of civilization worthy of more than one. One path leads us outward, to the stars, to metal ships, alien soil, distant suns. The other leads us inward, into oceans and forests, into stewardship and repair. But they are not opposites. They are reflections. Each frontier asks, are we ready? Ready to rise, not just technologically, but ethically. Ready to live beyond Earth, because we've learned how to live within it. Humanity's choice is not just where we go next. It's who we choose to become. Explorers, yes, but also caretakers. Builders, yes, but also healers. Not because we have to choose between Earth and space, but because the stars will only welcome us if we remember how to care for where we came from.